Yes, I'm in another location now in Trinidad, so there'll be more content on that later. But right now, Havasu Falls. So this trip came about because a friend that I knew when I lived in Florida had wanted to check it out, and so he hit me up. I thought he was talking about that weekend. This was a Tuesday, and so I was like, "All right, I can make it work. I can drive out there." And so we started this hike at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's hot. It's Arizona, right? So you'll see some footage from that hike in, that Saturday afternoon hike in. We also ran across this woman that was hiking out. She had started at 8. It was now 4:30. It's only a 10-mile hike, but she had not enough water. She had not enough salty snacks, so we tried to help her out. My friend happened to be a medical doctor, so that helped. But real dangerous out in the desert if you're not prepared. Everything you're going to see is in chronological order. And so we got in at night, then the water in the morning is the first thing we see before we even see the waterfalls. So that helps build the excitement a lot. Check it out.
Just my opinion, but this would make fantastic rock climbing. At least 3 pitches, tons of variation. Some of it has walk off.
So you caught some of the water there. It's this blue, milky, and it leaves these deposits that give all these terraces. You'll see more of that. The very next slide is going to explain exactly what you're looking at and why it's that blue color. And then we just get into the falls. The hiking on this trip was not very involved. All right, so you saw in order, the same order that we saw it was Mooney Falls, by far the largest, most impressive. Havasu Falls is probably the prettiest one. It's also the easiest to enjoy because Mooney's so big, it's blasting you with water and mist constantly. Havasu Falls is a little smaller. It's got a nice sandy area where you can hang out, and is 50-foot falls. This one was the easiest to swim around in. You saw me being silly under the waterfall, right? And then we went back down to Mooney and hiked over to Beaver Falls, which is on the way towards the Colorado River if you wanted to extend the hike. And then you have not as interesting of a waterfall, but the goats were there, and that was very cool. And overall, goods and others. Good is my friend and I threw together this trip last minute, and it worked. We succeeded in checking out the waterfalls, and I know getting the permits for this is a challenge, and so we got lucky there. We had the right amount of gear for the temperature, and so that did not get in our way at all. We had a non-backpacking tent, which is a little annoying, but it's only 10 miles, so we made it work. Some others, yeah, so that tent issue would be an other, pretty minor. One of the others about this is it's hard to get permits, so that makes it less approachable. Another other is it's a popular place. There's a fair amount of trash. They talk about not having trash and packing it all out, but there ends up being trash. So that's a negative. Another negative, honestly, I think the pictures on this is cool, and so if you follow somebody who's a really good photographer, not me, on Instagram, then you can see the cool photos. But for what the tribe charges, their ROI isn't so good. But I'm glad I did it, checked it off. Thanks for watching another one of my full-length videos. I hope it felt like you were there with me on this trip. I have more coming, so subscribe and follow along here, Facebook and Instagram. And don't forget to pursue adventures on your own.